Alex Hormozi is one of the most influential entrepreneurs of our time. The guy is everywhere. Did you know that it costs $100,000 to get him to come to your event, pick his brain, essentially customize his value to your specific use case? Because now he's in front of you and you can ask him questions and you can hear him talk in real time. But since not a lot of people have $100,000 just lying around, I thought that the next best thing would be to take his knowledge and feed it to a large language model and essentially have the large language model pretend to be Alex Hormozi and give me customized advice for my use case. And what better time to do this than after OpenAI's Dev Day, where they announced GPT-4 Turbo, more capable model than the original GPT-4 with increased token size window and cheaper API costs, and a lot of really other cool features that are rolled out to developers and to ChatGPT users. So today what we're going to do is we're going to take 3 AI tools that are commonly and not so commonly used, and we're going to take Alex Hormozi's book, $100 Million Offers. We're going to feed it into these LLMs, and we're going to see which one gives us the most customized output as if that chatbot was Alex Hormozi. We will be using GPT-4 Turbo, we will be using Anthropic's Claude 2, and we will be using Bard. This will help us analyze the outputs of each and see which one is best suited for this particular purpose. And with the exception of GPT-4 Turbo, all of these tools are absolutely free. GPT-4 Turbo does cost a little bit of money, but we're talking cents here, not like dollars or anything, and very, very easy to use. So let's get started. All right, so we're going to begin with Bing Chat because it's the easiest one to just get off the ground. And all you have to do is download the Microsoft Edge browser. And inside of the browser, there is this tool called Copilot, which essentially allows you to call Bing Chat in real time while you're reading a particular website or looking at a particular document. And here I have a PDF version of Alex Hormozi's book, $100 Million Offers, that you could buy and get anywhere where ebooks are sold. So in order for this to work, you do need a transcribed or physical or PDF version of his book. If you have his book on Audible, then there are ways for you to transcribe that Audible file into text. Unless you're a coder or a programmer, I personally don't recommend that. It's probably better to just buy the ebook online and make your life a lot easier. So let's get back to Copilot here. So as you can see, Copilot says with Bing Chat, right? So this is Bing Chat inside of Copilot. I would pick here more precise because we're not looking for a ton of creativity. We want it to be very deterministic. We want it to do exactly what we tell it to do. And that's why we choose more precise here. Okay, here we have, like I said, Microsoft Edge. And if you don't have this little sidebar to open, all you have to do is click here on Copilot and go to chat. And then you'll see this sidebar open. Now you would have to click on more precise because we want the model to be very deterministic. We don't want it to be creative. We don't want it to go outside of the bounds of what we want it to do. So we choose more precise here. The equivalent of this is probably temperature of 0. I imagine that's how it's designed on the back end, but we don't know exactly what that temperature looks like. Temperature is basically, it just measures deterministic nature of the output that we want from the model. So here we have the PDF, and all we have to do just to see if it's working, we say, can you please summarize this book for me? And now it's saying, let's not save this conversation. So because one of the downsides of using Bing here is because it thinks that this PDF file is a private internal file. So it doesn't want to save the chat history here. So this is kind of like a one-off thing that you can do, and you can save it elsewhere. You're not going to be able to return to this conversation to get more information from it, essentially. All right, so it looks good so far. It said the book is about how to generate Grand Slam offers, which are offers that are so good that customers would feel stupid saying no. The author, Alex Hormozi, shares a personal story of how he went from being broke and in debt to building a portfolio of multi-million-dollar businesses. Okay, great. This looks good. So yeah, it just summarizes the main points, and that's fine. This is just for me. I don't need this summary. I want it to give me specific information for my use case. Now, this could be like a nice starter prompt to see if the large language model is actually reading and understanding the PDF itself. So it looks like it got that down. So now I'm going to test my own custom prompt. And this is where the magic happens, in my opinion, because anyone can summarize a book, but not everyone can actually take the contents of that book and apply it to your own specific use case. And that to me is a very time intensive thing to do. You read a book and you're excited about it, you feel hype around it, but then you have to think to yourself like, oh man, how does this book specifically apply to me? And now you have to brainstorm, now you have to journal, now you have to think, and you have essentially a blank page in front of you. But with this, you can start with something very tangible and very appropriate to your use case. This is the prompt that I will be testing out. So it says, please pretend to be Alex Hormozi, take the contents of this book and only the context of this book and write my offer for me. So the reason I say only the contents of this book is that sometimes large language models can go outside of the specific information that you want to retrieve from to use as context. It could insert its own training data from other sources. And I don't want it to do that because then I lose control over the output. I want it to only focus specifically on this book, turning it into a customized version of Alex Hormozi based only off of the content of this book. The other part of the prompt is, I am selling a service that installs a website chatbot in order to increase conversion rate with a proprietary design that combines marketing domain knowledge, human psychology, and latest in prompt engineering optimization to achieve the best ROI. Okay, so you could play around with this, whatever your offer is in your business or whatever customization you want it to give you, right? The more context you can give it, the more specifics you can give it, the better your output's going to be, right? Because now you're giving the most information to base its output on, as opposed to just like a generic thing. So I could have easily said, hey, I am selling a chatbot. And then chaos could ensue from that output when it tries to figure out what a chatbot is. So the more context, the better. And this happens to be something that I'm working on at the moment. So I'm very interested to see what it's going to output. So let's give it a try. All right. So a few seconds later, we see it actually generating an output. It says, introducing the ultimate conversion booster, the AI-powered chatbot installation service. Are you tired of losing potential customers because they can't find the information they need on your website? Do you wish that you could engage your visitors in real time, answer their questions, and guide them towards making a purchase? Our AI-powered chatbot installation service is a solution you've been looking for. We combine cutting-edge technology with deep marketing insights and human psychology to create a chatbot that will transform your website into a conversion machine. I love that. Here's what you get when you invest in our service. Proprietary design. Our chatbots are designed using the latest in prompt engineering optimization. This means that they're able to engage your visitors in a way that feels natural and intuitive, leading to higher engagement and conversion rates. Marketing domain knowledge. We understand the nuances of online marketing. Our chatbots are designed to guide your visitors through the buyer's journey, providing them with the right information at the right time to help them make a purchase. Increase conversion rate. With our chatbot on your website, you'll be able to engage your visitors 24/7, answer their questions in real time, and guide them towards making a purchase. This leads to higher conversion rates and more sales. Best ROI. Our conversion is priced competitively. Our service is priced competitively. And considering the increase in sales you'll see from using our chatbot, you're guaranteed to get a return on investment. Okay. So this one obviously is a little salesy and aggressive. This is still really good, right? And to make this a no-brainer for you, we're offering a 100% satisfaction guarantee. If you're not completely satisfied with our service, we'll work with you until you are, or you'll get your money back. So why wait? Boost your conversion rate and grow your business with our AI-powered chatbot installation service. Contact us today to get started. Okay, this is really good, right? As a starter, as something, now I don't have to start a blank page after reading this great book. I can have something to work from. And we know that it applied the principles from the book. It didn't pull from any other source. It strictly looked at the book, used it as context, and it customized my offer to the template and the format laid out in the book, which is really awesome. Okay. So this was Bard's example. It's pretty solid. I really like it. Obviously, in case you don't know, Bard is built on top of GPT-4. This could have already been GPT-4 Turbo. Sam Altman didn't make it clear in the OpenAI Dev Day whether Bard also got the update of GPT-4 Turbo, but given that Microsoft is such a big investor in GPT-4 or in OpenAI, I imagine this is GPT-4 Turbo as well. Yep, this is pretty good. Now let's jump into Claude 2. And in case you don't know where to get Claude 2, all you have to do is just Google Anthropic Claude 2, and then you'll be able to sign up for it. It's free. There are limits to it in terms of you can't completely spam it with millions of questions at once, that there is like a rate limit, and You'll get a sense of what that is as you use it more, but it's really, really good in terms of your ability to get a lot of value out of it in the short amount of time that it gives you. And in case you need more time with it, you can always get a premium account where you get more rate limit availability. Let's jump into it. The nice thing about Claude 2 is that the interface is very, very intuitive. It's very clean. It's very easy to use. All you have to do is just click this attachment icon here, and you can upload up to 5 files, maximum 10 megabytes each. In case you don't know, Claude 2 does have a 100K token size window, which is about 70,000 or so words, but it has to meet the constraints of this here. So 5 maximum files and 10 megabytes each. If you have like a lot of files and you want to, and they're less than 70,000 words, one option that you have is you can write a Python script to combine all those files in one big file, or 5 different files that are less than 10 megabytes each. And with ChatGPT and its ability to quickly write Python for you or any type of code, that becomes very accessible nowadays. All you have to do is just ask ChatGPT, hey, ChatGPT, I need to do this. And it'll guide you step by step. Maybe we'll save that for another video, but very, very easy. All right, I uploaded the file and I asked it, can you summarize this PDF for me? Exactly the same question that I asked Bard, and it did. It gave me a pretty solid summary here. And I just want to point out that the prompt, can you summarize for me? Can you summarize this PDF for me? It's a pretty terrible prompt. It's very generic. It's very open-ended. I'm not guiding it. I'm not giving it context about exactly what I'm looking for. I'm not saying, dissect the chapters of this book for me so that I can ask it follow-up questions going through each chapter. I'm not doing any of that. And that's what I normally would do if I were to be dissecting a book using these LLMs. But for the purpose of this, I just want to turn it into that Alex Hormozi chatbot as soon as possible. And I'm just checking to see if it read it properly here, basically. And now let's try the same exact prompt that we tried with Bard to see the quality of the output for Claude and compare both and see how they do. All right, so we're now getting an output. It says, here's an example, Grand Slam offer, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Unstoppable website conversion machine. Are you tired of seeing visitors leave your site without buying or contacting you? Do you want to instantly boost conversions and sales without changing anything about your site or offers? Introducing the Unstoppable Website Conversion Machine. This is the world's most advanced chatbot technology combined with proven sales psychology to turn your website into a 24/7 sales machine. Here's what you get. Our proprietary chatbot AI that we've optimized over 10 years to maximize conversions. It combines marketing expertise, human psychology, and advanced prompt engineering to engage visitors and move them towards the sale. Exact scripts and dialogue flows developed by our in-house team of copywriters and sales psychologists to identify visitors' needs and seamlessly guide them to purchase. Built-in scarcity and urgency to encourage instant action. The bot will notify visitors of limited time offers, low stock, and other promotions, etc. Ongoing updates and improvements, etc. Week after week, AI to improve conversion rate. Okay, that's good. This isn't some generic bot that annoys your visitors. This is a conversion machine built specifically for your business by the leading experts in chatbot marketing technology. We guarantee you'll double your conversion rate in 30 days, or we'll give you the next year free. There's zero risk with our unconditional, no questions asked, money back guarantee. The Unstoppable Website Conversion Machine normally costs $25,000. The Unstoppable Website Conversion Machine normally costs $25,000 to set up with a $2,500 monthly fee. But as part of our limited time new customer promotion, you can get everything for just a one-time $4,997 fee. You have nothing to lose and a lot to gain. This one's interesting, right? We got a lot more creativity here. Obviously, there was a bit more pizzazz and embellishment, but overall, like, it's really, really solid from a sales perspective. And all I need to do now is go in here and just tweak the output and actually make it a little bit more ethical with regard to what it's promising, and just make sure everything is accurate and on point. And now you can see also that it says 3 messages remaining until 4 a.m. So it's got like some limitations here. And that's because when I asked it a question, it had to feed the entire PDF again. And that's taking up a lot of tokens for the model. And it's going to rate limit me really, really quick. But just as a bonus here, in case you're curious how I came up with this template, let's ask it to give us that framework that is laid out in the book. So I said, can you give me the exact offer framework? And now we see the output, which says, here's the offer framework laid out in Alex Hormozi's $100 million offers. So I'm not going to read this. If you want to see it, you can pause it. The book is great. If you don't have it, you should read it. But yeah, this is the exact framework that the book lays out. and you can ask it more specific questions about each detail of each portion of the framework. And Claude will, and any other LLM, will zoom in and give you the specific information related to that piece. But in case you were curious how it came up with that suggestion, that customized version, you can ask it. You can say, hey, give me the framework. And then maybe that will help me become a better copywriter and help me understand how to optimize that prompt even better if I understand the underlying framework. So it's very flexible. You can do whatever you want with this. That's the beauty and the power of it. All right, so lastly, let's try GPT-4 Turbo. So there are actually a couple ways we can do this. First, let's confirm whether we're even working with GPT-4 Turbo or not. And the best way that I know to do that is to see what is your cutoff date, your training cutoff date. I imagine that it knows the answer to that because the old cutoff date was September 2021, I believe, and GPT-4 Turbo is April 2023. So we know that April 2023 is the new cutoff. So for ChatGPT 4 Turbo, presumably this is Turbo, although it doesn't say Turbo inside of ChatGPT. However, there's no real way for me to upload the PDF directly without using some obscure plugins. So now that we know that this is probably a GPT-4 Turbo, now we have to figure out how to upload an actual PDF. The default model, which is going to go away soon. Hopefully, by the time you're watching this video, you won't have to choose one of these options. They said they were going to release it today, but I haven't seen it in my account. But hopefully you won't have to choose one of these options. So I'm not going to really go too deeply into them. But essentially, we're going to need an option that allows us to upload a PDF. Right now, that's the option with advanced data analysis. It was previously known as code interpreter, but they rebranded it to advanced data analysis, at least on the ChatGPT side. On the API side, they still call it code interpreter. But anyway, so I actually tried to upload it here and I asked it, can you summarize the chapters for me? It gave me a ton of headache because it can't just do it out of the box. It has to actually write Python code first in order to extract the text of the PDF and then read it and all that. So it got the number of pages right and it got a lot of other information right, but it's just giving me way too many steps and it keeps correcting its own code. So I'm not impressed with its ability to do this out of the box. I'm sure there's a plugin somewhere that we can use to use it, but instead let's look at the OpenAI Playground. So if you're not familiar with the OpenAI Playground, it's basically a way for developers to test the API and how it's working. An API, in case you don't know, is basically how two servers can, or how a server and a client can interact with one another, and the client can request information from the server and then gets it back. So just think about it. If you're not in that space, just think of it as like a way to communicate with OpenAI servers programmatically and through code. So anyone has access to the OpenAI Playground. All you have to do is sign up in your ChatGPT account, go to platform.openai/playground, and then you'll see an ability now to work with assistants. Very, very simple. You can quickly pull it up. So let's test uploading a PDF this way. So now one of the updates for OpenAI was that they had a bigger context window, something like 126K or something along those lines, which is actually bigger than Claude. So it can theoretically take more information than Claude now as context. And that's really important because it allows us not to have to work with vector databases and embeddings and all these different things that can cause some issues with retrieval and the accuracy of the information and all that. It's something that I've been dabbling in since ChatGPT came out, and it's not easy to work with. And the quality to me, working with data retrieval from vector databases, it's not always that accurate as much as if we just gave it the information in the context window. That is usually very accurate. So let's try it now. All right, so I just gave it the name Alex Hormozi. I don't need any instructions because I'm just going to give it the instructions here. I'm not trying to create something too complicated now. I just want to upload a PDF and have it respond to me. So I don't need functions. Function calling is a whole other rabbit hole. Maybe we'll explore that in different videos. We don't need code interpreter. We don't need it to write any code. We saw how bad that was inside of ChatGPT. And retrieval, we'll turn it on and see if it needs it. We're not using vector databases, but we are uploading a file. So without digging too deeply in here, we'll just see if it needs it. And if not, that's fine. At least it's on. And here you might be tempted to upload a file here when you see this, but I looked into this and what it does, it takes the file that you upload and it turns it into a knowledge base. Basically, it vectorizes it, embeddings, and it does all the vector database stuff that we're trying to avoid because, again, the quality is not as good as it could be compared to just giving it the information in the context window. It does use more tokens, though, when we feed it so much context. It's still pretty affordable. All right, so now let's save our bot. All right, and it says your assistant has been updated. Great. So now I did the same thing as I did with Claude. I clicked on the file, I uploaded the book, and I say, can you please summarize this PDF, this book for me? All right, and we have our output, the book title, blah, 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 section 1, how we got here. Okay, not too bad, not too bad. Similar thing. Now let's try the custom prompt that I use for the other models. All right, so we got an output here. So it says, as Alex Hormozi, crafting a compelling offer for your chatbot installation service, following the principles outlined in the book. We would start by addressing the core needs and challenges that potential customers face. Let's create a grand slam offer. Introducing the ultimate conversion catalyst, your 24/7 sales boosting chatbot. Are you tired of website visitors slipping through the cracks? Do you want to transform your traffic into a consistent stream of conversions and sales? Our proprietary chatbot service is designed to do just that. Here's how we solve your problems. Problem: engaging visitors on your website is challenging and often leads to missed opportunities. Solution: our chatbot engages every visitor with customized, intelligent interactions, utilizing breakthrough prompt engineering to maintain interest and guide them to a sale. Problem: generic chatbots lack the nuance of expert salesmanship and marketing finesse. Ooh, I like that one. Solution: leveraging marketing domain expertise and human psychology, our chatbot tailors conversations to convert skeptics into buyers, aligning with proven sales strategies. Problem: most chatbot installations are complex, time-consuming, and disruptive. Solution: experience is a hassle-free installation. So you can pause the video and read the rest if you're curious. I'm definitely going to read them, and I'm going to take them all in after the video is done. Yeah, it's a really interesting output, right? We understand the risk and hesitations involved. They're all very different, even though this one is GPT-4 Turbo and Bard is also GPT-4. It still gave us an interesting difference in flavor. One of the things that I'm curious about here that I haven't been playing around with, this was just launched, is temperature. I don't see a way for me to adjust the temperature here of this at all. So maybe if I gave it like the deterministic temperature, like I did with Bard, where I said, don't be too creative, maybe the output would be more similar to that. But yeah, the interesting thing about this one as well is that it also gives me references here. So following the trim and stack methodology, we have stripped down the offer to its most attractive components and piled on the value at an affordable risk-free entry point to make it a no-brainer for potential clients. Remember, a grand slam offer is about creating value that vastly outweighs the price, making the decision effortless for your customer. This offer is designed to make people feel like they're missing out if they say no, while solving their core problems with sophistication and ease. Okay, I like this. This gave me more context of how it came up with the actual offer. So if I were curious, I can go look up trim and stack methodology, or I can ask it. Can you, as a bonus, let's ask it one more question. Can you tell me more about the trim and stack methodology? I'm just going to hide the logs here because we don't really need to see all that. And it failed. It said run failed. We're currently processing too many requests. Try again later. Okay, you guys get the point. I'm not going to belabor this point anymore. You can always ask follow-up questions. You can have it dissect specific parts of its output, specific parts of the book, specific part of a podcast episode transcript, a YouTube video transcript, whatever content you give it. And now that it has such a large token size window, you can actually get more out of it, which is really exciting because before Claude was the only one that can really handle large token size content. And in case you're curious how much this costs, it costs 10 cents. I think I was testing it before and I had spent like 3 cents. So I'd say that interaction cost me 7 cents. So 7 cents for custom tailored advice for my own individual use case using the knowledge and expertise of a world-class expert entrepreneur. Very, very worthwhile. And also, I will point out that GPT-4 also costs $20 to use right now in ChatGPT. But if you use the API, you don't have to pay the $20. You can just use the API when you need it and pay these very tiny costs to OpenAI to use it only when you need to use it, and not just have this $20 recurring fee every single month. I personally like the flexibility of using both, so I have both because sometimes ChatGPT makes things easier. Whatever you like to do is completely up to you. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I know I had fun making it. I'm gonna continue playing around with these models. If you enjoyed this content, feel free to like, subscribe, share this video out to other AI enthusiasts out there who are trying to be more productive and better version of themselves. And also, I'd love to hear your feedback. Do you have any questions about any of these models? Do you have any ideas for a future video, a future deep dive? Anything that I said that was crazy or unclear or flat out wrong? I absolutely love criticism, whether it's positive or negative. I just like to hear what people have to say. And if this type of content interests you, You can watch this next video about how I turned Andrew Huberman, who is a Stanford neuroscientist, into his AI version as well. And I asked him questions and took his tools from his podcast episode and converted it to my use case as well. If you enjoyed this video, you'll definitely enjoy that one. Thank you so much for spending your valuable time with me. I wish you the absolute best, and I'll see you next time.